Hello, I'm Forrest Shaw, and I've got a problem. Not today. No problems today. Tomorrow I'll have problems again. Probably. Usually something crops up. Today's okay though. And we have a great episode today. So I say that every time. No, I do not say that every time, actually. There's been times when I'm like, I don't know if this episode was good. But I've already recorded with a guest, and it was very fun, and she was great, and very honest. I would probably name the episode Honest if I had named an episode Honest already, because that was the theme. But I actually don't even know what I haven't named the episode yet. Maybe Draining. It's a good one. If you are new to the podcast, thanks for being here. Hopefully you subscribed. If you haven't, subscribe, follow, whatever. Please share the podcast with people. Fixing the SEOs, the search engine optimization, so that hopefully more people find the podcast. I'd like people to listen to it, more people to listen to it. So share it with a friend or someone that you think might enjoy it. Share your favorite episode, maybe. I don't know. YouTube, Apple, Spotify. Give me a comment, a rating. Comments are slacking. Get on it. If you're listening to this, give me a comment. Is anybody listening? No, I know there are. And go see me live, forrestshaw.net. This week, I will be at Comedy Key West starting tomorrow. So I'm in Key West tomorrow through Saturday. And then when I come back, I'm doing a show in Marco Island. I'm doing I'm doing my show, my only headline show in Miami that I have as of this moment at Gramps on November 30th, 7:30 p.m. So come to that if you're in Miami. And then I'll be in Ocala December 6th at the Marion Performing Arts Center, I think it is, but it's all on my website, forrestshaw.net. I've got shows coming up in Tampa. Next year, I've got shows in Australia. I've got shows. I'm on the road with Jim Jeffries. I'm going to Las Vegas, Comedy Cellar. It's all on there. Forrestshaw.net. While you're there, go over to the podcast page, poke around. If you feel like donating to the podcast, click the button. I'd appreciate it. I'm not going to talk much more than that. One, because we have a good episode and we talked for a while. And also, I have to leave the place I'm in right now. Then I'm recording it in this fake blue universe behind me. Anyways, thanks for being here. I'll talk to you on the other side. All right. My guest today is Hannah Veldhoen. Hannah is a comedian based in Toronto and is the co-host of the Menti Breaky podcast. She also has a TV show that is set to debut on Bell 5 in 2026 called Destination Oshawa. And you can find her, all of her socials are at Hannah Veldhoen, and that's VLDHOU. Messed it up. VLEDHOEN. Veldhoen. Thanks for being here, Hannah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. What is Menti Breaky podcast about?
Oh, that is me and my best friend. We do Menti Breaky together. It's really just, us kind of hashing out our mental breakdowns for the week.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk a lot we're both single, so we talk a lot about dating, but also just whatever happens to be, pissing us off that week.
Yeah,
I mean, we go off a lot on mental health too. So we're both in therapy, and it's like we're trying to make it a positive thing, but we're both comedians, so
cool. Who's the other comedian?
Monica Gross. She's also with Comedy Records.
It's kind of like you weren't promoting her at all. You were just like,
no. When I say my best friend, I'm like, everyone just knows who that is, right?
Yeah, it sounds good. I saw Menti Breaky, and I was like, I'm assuming that's mental break. Mental health.
Hell yeah. It's like mental breakdown, but it's like cute, It's like
yeah, it's adorable.
Yeah, it's like you have an iced coffee while you have a mental breakdown.
Yeah, with a splash of oat milk.
Exactly.
And then Destination Oshawa. What is that show? What is that show? Yeah.
That is, I just made a show. Oshawa is like a shithole in Ontario, Canada. That's where I was born. So it's a lot, like people use it as a punchline a lot, but I just won a grant to make a TV show, a comedy. Well, I chose to make it a comedy, but it's, I got a grant to make a TV show about Oshawa. So yeah, I got together with a bunch of comics and we made a TV show. So it's about the tourism task force in Oshawa and their attempts at getting people to visit the city. So, yeah.
Wait, is there really a tourism task force?
Okay, so we got a cease and desist. So there is. We didn't think there was, and then we got a cease and desist, and we're like, "Wow, news to us." So we had to be very careful with how we worded it on the show. We could never say tourism and Oshawa in the same like, beside each other. We always broke them up. Yeah, so and I mean, like, we weren't making fun of them, we're making fun of the city, but I guess they didn't think so.
Sure, yeah. But, they're probably jealous too because task force sounds way cooler than whatever their name is for their thing,
Right.
probably. Yeah.
I got the inspiration because 'cause I'm rewatching The Wire, and I think I was like, "It has to be a task force." I'm McNulty, obviously.
Yeah, I think that's all you need to say. I've never been there, but you said it's a shithole, and then you're
Yeah.
like, "I got the inspiration by watching The Wire." You're like, "Alright, must not."
No, very, very similar vibes. It's like kind of, our Oshawa is kind of like Canada's Detroit because it's where GM started. So every
Um,
time GM, like, moves another I don't even there's, like, barely anything left, but at one point, it was, like, massive, like, this massive car manufacturer. People were putting in, like, mansions, like, at the turn of the century, and then it just slowly, like, went away, and so the city's still, like, there, and it's fine, but it's definitely, like a bit of the shadow of what it was back
yeah.
in, the 20s.
Yeah, it's interesting cities. There's so many cities, but then also towns that, like, are either struggling or went away, and there's always this kind of, like, urge to fix some of them, but then sometimes you're like, "You can't fix that because that thing's not there anymore that
Yeah, you
propped it
just
up," you know?
exactly. That's the ending of the show is we're like, we can't fix Oshawa, we have to work with it.
There's no season 2. It's just like,
We burn the whole thing to the ground.
uh
So we can't fix this place.
awesome. All right. Well, okay. Well, this is how I start. The first question I ask.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, I've asked you a bunch of questions, but about addiction. What's your problem?
My problem is, I would say definitely alcohol, number one problem. And then pretty much anything after that that might give me a little hit of dopamine. So, coke, benzos, weed, whatever. Even now, like I was listening to past episodes, I think Mike Glazier was talking about candy. I'm like, I am addicted to candy now. Like I'm at 5. I live above a 7-Eleven and it's ruining my life.
Oh my God. Yeah. A couple years back, I live in LA and, I, I lived in a place that was maybe 100 feet from a corner store bodega, which is not really a thing in LA and New York. And
Mhm.
I know in Toronto, there's not a lot of places you can just walk to that. Man, and they had a great selection of ice cream, and it was
The ice
during
cream.
the pandemic, and it was just like, wow, guess I'm gonna go to the corner store and get 3 pints because
Yeah.
we didn't know which flavor we wanted, and that was just like, you can't be that. I can't be that close to something like that. So
I know that's open 24/7. It's just like and knowing, I'm like, I could be there in 2 minutes and
yeah,
have Sour Patch Kids, like, so bad. But yeah, I alcohol is my addiction.
yeah. I want to do an episode just on sugar. So many people touch on sugar, like especially I mean addicts, because we're addicts, and you're gonna
Mhm.
hey, well, I can just let me do this now. Um, this isn't illegal, so it can't be bad, like. But
Make it illegal, please.
I mean, I'm currently in Florida. I'm from Miami, and this is like where I don't know what the percentage of the sugar for at least the United States. I'm not sure in North America comes from
Mm,
because they grow it all in these areas that used to be part of the Everglades and stuff like that. And the
right,
families, there's like I think 2 families of the Fanjul, and there's one other ones, but they're literally I don't even want to say on the mouth. They're almost like cartels at this point where
right,
they control. They're so powerful. They have so much influence. Um,
right.
to the point where I don't know how it is in Canada, but in the United States, when you look at the nutritional facts in the back, it'll say, calories, fat, sodium, all that stuff, and it has percentages of the nutrition, the percentages of daily intake you're supposed to, So it's supposed to scare you, like, wow, this is 55% of my sodium, whatever. The sugar lobbyists years ago, they they didn't allow for the percent of sugar, or they made it so that's not on there. So when you read the nutrition facts, it just says sugar
Oh,
in grams,
it
and
just
people
says
don't
the
know what that
grams, yeah.
means. They're just like, "Oh, I guess," because if like on a can of Coke, it's like 28 grams of sugar, and I think
Mhm.
that would be something like 1,000% of the sugar associated a day or something. So they would,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it is the same here. Yeah, you just see the grams, but then you kinda get to know, like, what a good amount of grams
yeah,
is, and it's all bad.
but it still tricks
Like, it's
you.
really
It's still, if you don't see that percentage, I think it kind of is like
Mhm.
it's the same thing in a casino. Like they make you, I mean, for convenience reasons, they have to do it, but they make you change in for plastic chips, and you're just like, yeah, this isn't real money. I'll just like
Oh, true.
it's like a
Yeah.
psychological. I don't know. Whatever. Um, I watched. By the way, this I don't know how many people we've had on from Comedy Records now, but there's been a
Mhm.
good amount. So there might be some sort of problem with the comics on Comedy
That's where
Records.
Barry goes to AA to find comedians. It's fucked.
It just got. So he was telling the
Yeah.
funniest therapy. Yeah.
Someone does their share, and he's like, "That's pretty good. We can work with that."
Yeah, yeah. So I was watching one of your sets last night, and cocaine. You talk about cocaine,
Yeah.
and you have a really funny joke about how you buy it because as a woman, you're not
Oh,
usually buying cocaine or
yeah, that's
whatever. Yeah,
insane. Like,
yeah,
I haven't even heard of that. But I do like, now my joke is, like, uh, I, um, I talk about I'm like, "I never sucked dick for cocaine." Like, that's a point of pride, like, I always bought it, and I'm like, "I wish my dealer would have tried." But yeah, I'm a woman and I would buy cocaine, which is crazy, like, I shouldn't even know it costs money, like, that's that's how much I loved it.
yeah. I remember. So I don't know who it was. Somebody I was talking to one time, and because I think it was when I started this podcast, and we were talking about different drugs and addictions, and then they said, "Well, I think there's more." The conversation went to there's more men addicted to cocaine than women, and I said, "What makes you say that?" And he said, "Because guys always have cocaine and women don't." And I'm like, "Oh, you're not getting it." Are you?
Yeah.
I was
Like,
like,
we don't need
I
to.
I think there's some guys that were addicted to cocaine because they bought it for women.
Oh, that's so funny. You're like, "No, I'm really just holding it for a friend, like, I'm really just hoping a girl sucks my dick later. I don't even like cocaine."
Yeah, that wasn't a huge. I've tried everything at one point or another, but
Uh-huh.
cocaine was never. I don't know. The adage is, or the thing is that you start drinking and then cocaine follows
Yeah.
because hey, I can drive home and
Oh,
I can be
yeah.
sober. I can stay out later because I'm not like falling asleep or something. Is that like kind of how it was for you? Because you mentioned drinking first.
Yeah, oh, definitely, like, drinking has been a problem for me for, like, basically since I started, but, yeah, no, cocaine was more I was, like, a full adult by the time I tried it, and it was, yeah, it's just, like, cool. Like, you're like, "Oh, I get to, like, look cool," and, yeah, you get to keep drinking, and it also felt it just felt like because a lot of times with something like Molly or drinking, like, you feel it for so much longer after, but I felt like with cocaine that you're like, "Oh, there's not really a hangover." Like, yeah, like, I stayed up for, 2 days straight or whatever, but, like, once it's out of your system, you're kinda like, "Oh, yeah, it's like, that never happened." Like like, you
Yeah,
get to pretend like you're just like, "Yeah, I just did it, and but I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna do it again." Like, it's, that was that 24-hour period, and now it's done. So it's very easy to trick yourself into pretending like you don't have a problem or like, you know,
sure.
it never happened. So, but yeah, it was definitely like I like the cool factor is like it sucks how cool cocaine looks. Like it really sucks.
Yeah, yeah. What do you mean by? Because I understand what you mean by that, but it's
Mhm.
like it's it's almost undescribable. Because I mean, like I know the confidence I think that you get from it.
Sure.
Yeah,
But that's the thing is it's actually not cool at all. It's so annoying. Like, being
yeah,
around anyone on cocaine is the worst, but, like, how it's like, you can romanticize it in your head. Like, it's like, "Oh, a little white bag, and, like, I had to pay a lot of money to get it, so I'm actually doing well." And, like, when you have it, you're now the most popular person in the room. And, yeah, just, like, spending a night with your friends talking about nothing, like, truly,
Yeah, yeah,
like, less than nothing. Oh, it's so la and then you all look bloated and awful. Yeah, and and then it makes you even, like, hang out with people that you don't even like, not e like, I find with drinking, I would, I still had, like I would rather drink alone, than with someone that I, like,
yeah,
didn't really like, but with cocaine, I'll hang out with, like, a murderer. And
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
and I'm like, "Yeah, why not?" You know?
I think
So
I think you touched that's, like, I think the worst part of cocaine. It's kind of like it's a life raft and you have to stay near it. You have to hold on to it, you have to be
Yeah,
near it
yeah.
because you're, like, floating around otherwise and so, like, it's like, what was that movie, The Tiger, Life of Pi or something where you're like, "Well, I'm just gonna be on this boat with this tiger because I have to be here tonight." Yeah, so
I was 100% it, and it was like, because that's the thing, again, with drinking I would yeah, that with drinking, it was just like I would drink alone in my apartment, no problem. But yeah, with Coke, I'd be in like a bathroom like covered in diarrhea with people I had just met. And I'm like, yeah,
yeah.
this is cool. I look cool right now.
Yeah, you're in a bathroom, like, splattered with diarrhea that you wouldn't even use
No.
for the bathroom, but you're like, "Well, I guess we'll just
Watch
inhale
you Coke
strongly
off
here."
this toilet.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah. That's totally
Disgusting.
true. Yeah. It's, and if the bag fell in the toilet, you'd be like, "Well, we gotta get that out too." Like,
Oh my
yeah.
god, yeah. Like, oh, I can't e like, scraping Coke off of like, that's, like, such a visual memory, like, being at someone's place and, like, having Coke, like, maybe spill onto, like, their nasty coffee table, and now it's, like, mixed in with, like, dust and weed, and you're like, "We'll get that last line out of
Yeah.
this."
Yeah.
You're like, "Oh, there's a bit of glass in here, we'll just kind of, like" Oh, I would do it off of, like, tables at, like, after hours, which is, like, people have
Oh, yeah.
died on those.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah. Well, they're not cleaned. There's no after hours clubs aren't
no,
being wiped
if
down.
you put your hands down, you're just stuck there. You're like, "Oh
Yeah.
god."
You know, like I've worked a lot of restaurants and stuff, and you'll come in the morning, the cleaning crew's working or whatever. It's like I don't think they have those at after hours clubs. I think they just
The cleaning crew,
yeah, yeah, they're just like that was just lock the doors. We'll open them tomorrow. It's like
the little Filipino lady that has to clean the after hours club. She's like, "Oh, no. What did they do?"
uh, so
Oh,
do
yeah.
you obviously I think, do you think this kind of stuff helps you like to look because I think when you are drinking or using drugs or whatever your addiction is like, even gambling for me and stuff, you romanticize that a lot more when you're in the midst of it. And then when you finally are able to break out of that and kind of look back at it rationally, like we're doing right now, and just being like,
Well,
yeah, I was doing coke in a shit lace stall or whatever. Like, do you find that that helps you mentally to like, in your recovery kind of?
yeah, I find, like, the romanticizing, uh it's easier for me to look back at Coke and be like, "Ugh," like, no, like, um, because it just like, in my final stages of doing Coke, it really got very sad and very gross, but drinking, I find my brain, that's, like it's so easily can be like, "A glass of wine on a patio, Hannah, like, what's the harm?" Like, that is still a thing that I have to be like, "No, like, let's play it out," and then you have to go and be like, "And then you're gonna have another, and then you're gonna drink alone, and then you're gonna be hungover, and you're gonna be like, you're gonna look and feel disgusting, and then that's gonna go on for 6 months," and so I have to actually, I think especially, like, being kind of like an artist, it's like we're really good at that. That's kind of our thing,
Yeah.
is we can write a story, so it's, like, easy for us to be like, "No, this time I'm gonna have a handle on it." Like, it's like, "No, you're not." So, I think it is, I honestly think talking it out helps a ton, and also, like, really seeing it, like, people say, "Oh, is it hard for you to, like, be at bars and these clubs all the time with comedy?" And I'm like, "No, because I get to look at alcoholics every single night and go, 'Okay, I don't want to be that.'" Like, it's so in your face. You see someone on their, like, ninth beer of the night on a Tuesday, and they didn't even have a set that night, and you're like, "What are you celebrating?" Like, why
Yeah.
would you be this drunk right now?
Yeah, I say the same exact thing 'cause I work in a lot of casinos, you know, you're a comic, I mean, if you're an addict and you're a comic, you're gonna be around alcohol for sure. You're gonna eventually be in casinos at some point. You're gonna be working them. You'll be around drugs, you'll be around all things. So that people say the same thing to me because I'll be like a week in Vegas and like I when I walk to the club because I'll like stay in the hotel and then walk through the casino. I identify about 10 to 15 people that I've seen there all day that might have been there all night and
Mhm.
they look terrible. And it is that kind of quick reminder to like, oh, that was me sort of thing. So yeah.
Yeah, I lived in Vegas for a little bit actually, because my ex was a poker player. So we lived there for a little bit, and it was, because like, once in a while, he was mainly online, but he would play live once in a while, and, like, going in just to, like, pick him up from work and, like, seeing the people sat at the table with him, you're like they bring coolers with them. I'm like, "Oh, like, this is fucking sad." Like, there's nothing romantic about this. Like, if you just peel back, like, the tiniest layer, you're like, "Wow, that
Yeah.
sucks."
And then, I mean, anyone can do this that's listening or watching. You can just Google. I don't know if you put like slot machines and urination or soiling self, there are many videos you can watch. And those are just the people that they've recorded where people won't leave a certain slot machine because they either think it's hot and they're winning on it
Yeah.
or they think it's about to hit and they will literally piss themselves or shit
Yeah.
themselves because they won't get up from the slot machine because they think someone's going to steal it. And it's just like,
Yeah.
fun.
Someone's gonna steal the slot machine that's been, taking all of your savings, like, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous, yeah.
You know, it's funny, wine, because I just thinking back about what you said with wine. Wine is the ultimate, like where the kind of what you were alluding to is just where it makes it props you up a little bit to make you feel like this is fancy or like social, whatever. Because I do a lot of gigs at like wineries out in California too,
Mhm.
and everyone they walk in, they get the charcuterie, they get the wine,
Yeah.
and it's so nice, you know, the vineyards out there, whatever. And most people are like pretty chill, but there are people that by the end that come just that are just a wreck, and then you're like, oh, this isn't that classy when you see it like that. So it is trickery.
It's it's such a trick, like, and that was, like wine was, like, my number like, I could polish off a bottle to myself every night, like, no problem, and that was, like, that is such a thing because 'cause I'm like, you're just gonna have a glass of wine and, like, what like, you can just create a story, like, so easily of how it's, like, actually you're just relaxing and you're just having a bubble bath and a glass of wine, or, yeah, you're going to a winery, so this is actually very fancy. And then you do like, that's the other thing too is, like, I would learn about wine, like like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would learn, like, the variety, so it's like, I'd be like even now, I'll, like, judge a restaurant's, like, wine list, and I'm like, "Really? This is like, really, this is what you're offering?" And it's, like, so like, but when you yeah, again, you take one step back and you're like, "It's all the same shit." Like, it's not like it's
yeah.
fermented grapes, like, there's no special story, like
Oak and vanilla, cinnamon, and
Yeah, "Oh, a hint of this."
I feel like IPAs did that for beer. Like,
Yeah.
all of a sudden now people are like, "Oh, yeah, this is they have the crazy names, the hazies, aliens, the whatever," and you're just like, "Eh." But, but the bubble bath thing's funny. No one's taking a bubble bath with a beer,
No,
right?
you do shower beers.
Shower beer, yeah. A shower beer, bubble bath wine, and then,
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any way you can wash yourself with liquor, but I guess you're just it's just
Like, are you just splashing a little under the
yeah, yeah, just kills the bacteria. Just rub some vodka on you and you're ready to go.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. No, there was this one wine that I, like, loved. It was a sparkling Merlot, which is, they sold it at a specific in Canada, we have, like, the LCBO, and then we also have another one called the Wine Rack. So there's like 2 stores basically. It was at the wine rack, and there's like 3, around my place here. And it was like a sparkling Merlot, and it was a really high percentage as well, which is weird for a sparkling red. And I tried it and I was like, "Oh, this is like the best thing I've ever tasted in my life." And I would get bottles like so often, and they knew, like, when I walked into the store, they're like, "Oh, sparkling Merlot." And I'm like, it would make me so mad that they would say that, because I'm like, I don't want you to know that this is my problem. But then they stopped carrying them, and, like, each store was, like, slowly, like, running out of stock, so when one store, I would learn which store still had stock, and then, like, make a detour and just be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna walk home this way," and then pass the store that still had 3 bottles left. Oh, it was so embarrassing, and then they're like, "Sparkling Merlot," and I'm like, "Yeah, I guess," pretending like I guess maybe,
Yeah.
like, I hadn't been thinking about it the entire day.
Yeah. I was gonna go with something else, but
Yeah, like, I guess I'll have
yeah.
that, yeah, oh,
Yeah. It's
but yeah.
Wednesday. We'll get it.
Oh, for sure Wednesday, midweek.
Do you blame Oshawa for your drinking?
No, not at all.
Yeah, 'cause I don't know, 'cause you said it was a shit
I blame more Europe. I lived in Amsterdam, for a while, and that's
Um,
where I kind of started, um, drinking. Like, I was drinking kind of, like, heavily in Oshawa, but I would, like, stop for a while. I'd be like, "Okay, Hannah, slow down," and I'd take a long break. But yeah, when I moved to Amsterdam, that's when I started, like, trying different I started dating someone who was, loved drugs, so I felt, like, safer to try everything. And then same with drinking, like, in Europe, especially, you can be wasted every night of the week, and you're not even the heaviest drinker that you know.
right.
Like, there's people that are so much worse than you, so it's so easy to be like, "I'm fine, like, everyone else is wasted and hungover today," like, and I really would be like, I would go out every single night and get wasted, and you could always find people to do it with you. So I think that, like, really started kind of me being like, "Oh, I can get away with this," and,
Yeah.
yeah, getting
You
worse
lived
from
in
there.
Amsterdam, you said?
Yeah, yeah, when I was 27, I moved to Amsterdam, for a year, and I moved around a bunch. I moved then to Australia, then to Barcelona for a bit, and then Las Vegas, and then in Vegas, the pandemic hit, so I had to move back to Toronto, essentially.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Wow, you've been all over. It's like where in Australia did you live?
I lived in Sydney for a lot of it, but then I also did, like, farm work, kind of in the middle of nowhere, which is yeah.
Yeah. Did you have a job that you can, like, travel that much? Was your job making
Well,
you
it always
travel?
yeah, I worked for, like, it wasn't, like, anything special, but, I would work at a lot of Marriott hotels, or, like, Marriott they own every hotel, and once
Right,
you work at one, they're, like, really, happy to hire you at another one. So, I was doing that basically, just, like, hotel jumping, kind of.
right,
Um, but yeah, it also is like you can always like everywhere you go, you can find someone who wants to get wasted, especially when you're like working at a hotel in a tourist city.
uh,
Like it's so easy.
I mean, every place you just named that you lived is, uh, drinking for sure. I mean, Australia, forget like,
Oh yeah.
you can drink and gamble at all the bars. They have the pokies and all the back
Oh
rooms everywhere.
wow. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's per capita, like, the highest gambling per capita, something because it's, like, in every bar. I mean, you live there, like, they have the
Yeah.
VIP lounge, they always call it, where you just go back there and do the
That's so fun,
slots.
but I would never like, I'm not a gambling addict, so
Yeah,
it
yeah,
didn't
but
even
it's there.
register to me, but yeah, I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I guess I did."
And then Vegas, and then even
Yeah.
Barcelona, it just seems like you said, in Europe, people are just like,
Oh, yeah. Like, in
hamster.
Barcelona, like, it was so, like yeah, people are on vacation, so it's pretty, like, lively every night of the week. It's also, like, warm in these places, so, like, you're like, "Okay," like, there's nothing stopping you from going out every single night. Um, yeah, Vegas was, like I actually drank the least in Vegas, I think. But it is the same thing of like when you're around people that are like so close to death, you're like, oh boy,
Yeah.
like, that is not good.
Yeah. There's just people convulsing on the sidewalk. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Take the
we
night off.
our neighbors like, we lived in a really shitty area, like, we lived kind of, like, north of the Strip, and it was a really shitty area, and, like, all
Oh,
of
like
our neighbors.
right north of the strip between Old Vegas and oh wow, that's like isn't that near like Naked City? It's called like Naked. There's like one that area that I know what you're talking about. I know
Yeah,
Vegas well. That's some
people
rough.
don't have roofs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's bad, but we
yeah.
didn't know because 'cause we're, like, a European and a Canadian, so we're like, "Yeah, whatever." It's like, and one time, like, an Uber Eats guy was like, "This is the worst street in Vegas," and we're like, "What?" But all of our neighbors were drug dealers. But my boyfriend or my ex, my boyfriend at the time, he was like he's European, and he goes, "Hannah, I think our neighbors are drug dealers." I'm like, they're just black. You can't say that." I'm like, "That's a little racist." And then we see, like, this skinny white boy, like, entering with a backpack and leaving 10
Uh,
minutes later. I go, "All of our neighbors are drug dealers."
yeah, yeah, yeah. Correction. All of our neighbors are
Yeah.
drug
I
dealers,
go,
and our neighbors' neighbors, and our yeah, yeah.
and but they were nice, like, they were, like they I would see them, like, working their corners, and they would say hi to me. Like,
No,
they
no, no.
were nice guys.
I mean, it's Vegas. They're like part
Yeah.
of the culture there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure.
it's
There'd be
yeah,
just, like, dogs running around that neighborhood. Like, I've never been a place in North America, I've never lived where there's just, like, stray dogs running around, which I just thought was so funny that there was just, like, community dogs that you're like, you could
yeah.
hang out with
Yeah, I
in
know that
Vegas.
area. I know that
Yeah,
area well. Like I've my friend lived on the edge of it, but like in a
yeah.
big condo, 40 stories,
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
And so, and then when I would bring my dog to Vegas, I started walking that way one time, and then I was like, oh yeah, we can't go through here. Like we
The
just went
gang
back
might
to
the gang of dogs might take her in.
yeah. Yeah, there was just a guy literally just taking a shit, and I was like
Oh,
openly,
yeah, that like,
yeah,
I met him.
yeah,
Like, well, I was one time we were walking by with a guy just taking a shit in a bush, and I was like, "Oh my god." Like, we have a little class. Yeah.
Bush was I'm
And
telling you, this was like, well, it's no better place than that, like, right on a corner,
yeah.
just like,
Yeah, I guess a bush was, like, his toilet, so I
that's
shouldn't
classy. Yeah,
yeah,
Bush is
judge too
classy.
much.
So, you mentioned, like, warm weather, though. I feel like that's a funny thing to say, like, when you're an addict, like, because it was warm, though, but I mean, come on, cold
Oh, but
weather.
if it's cold,
Yeah.
then you need to warm up with a
Yeah,
drink.
yeah.
No, no, like, if it's fall, then it's like, "Oh my god, cozy wine time." Yeah, winter, you're like, the holidays.
Yeah.
Spring, finally, it's warming up, get outside with a drink in the park. Oh, yeah, for sure, there's always a reason, the weather, whatever. "Oh, it's windy out today, better grab a bottle of wine."
Yeah, I think Wisconsin I don't know, there's some list, and I don't know who makes these lists and where they get their data, but it seems like this would check out, and it was, like, by population, the heaviest drinkers by city in the United States, and and let's say I think there was 20, and I think 11 of them were in Wisconsin. Like, that
I've heard
was
this, yeah,
yeah, and it
yeah,
was just and I think Wisconsin's are all heavy beer states, just like cheese and beer and whatever, which is like
yeah.
beer of all like, I've never been a huge drinker, but beer just seems like it's so filling, how do you
I can't I hate beer. Can't
yeah,
stand it because you can't drink. Yeah, I get full after 1, and I'm like, "Well, this sucks. I wanna have 10 more." Like, why would I want this?
well, you had the
Yeah, I
fizzy
love
Merlot though, or the sparkling Merlot.
exactly,
It seems like you'd
sparkling
have that same
Merlot.
effect almost, but,
No, I don't get as full with a sparkling, no. Not like beer because beer's like a whole meal, I find. I get,
yeah, it's
like,
like bread.
genuinely full. Like, I might get, like, slightly bloated on a sparkling, but not, like, full like I do with a beer, so no, I was never a beer drinker.
And when you, so when you decided to stop drinking or
Mhm.
doing coke, whatever, I don't know if you did it all at once or it was like different stage and stuff, but was there some sort of big moment or something that like steered you in that direction, or was it something you were leading up to that you're like, I really need to do this?
Yeah. Oh no. I mean, the Coke thing was like that. It just was. I actually was like had like a boyfriend or like an ex, and like he was getting kind of nasty and aggressive on Coke, and I was seeing a lot of my friends um like not be able to stop, like they were doing it every night as well or every other night, and I was like, okay, this is really sad. So it was honestly like all the cool factor had gone for Coke, so that I actually quit first. And it wasn't even like, oh, I need to go to AA or anything like that. It was like, I was like, this is just fucking sad now. So I kind of just stopped it and was like, I'm gonna try and like just not even think about this anymore. But with the drinking, that was like I like try and talk about this on stage, but it makes people so uncomfortable. It's really like not a great story, but I don't mind sharing for anyone else. I have herpes, like I have herpes type 1. Well, but not that it really fucking matters. But I slept with a guy and then which who I shouldn't have either. Like it was already a friend, someone I shouldn't have slept with. And then the next day I had an outbreak and I was like, it like everything just shouldn't have happened. And it all happened because we were wasted. And like, if I was like, I know if I was sober, I wouldn't have made the decisions that led up to this. And I was just, like, so scared that I gave him herpes, which also, again, is, like, not the worst thing in the world, but it just was, like it was, like, such a moment of, like, there's nothing you can do to change what just happened, and it is because of your drinking, and now someone else might be hurt because of your drinking, whereas, like, when you're hurting yourself, it's so easy to just keep doing that. Like, it just, like hurting myself was, like, I don't give a fuck, but then, like, hurting him potentially, I was like, this is where it ends, like, it has to, and I like, that's when I'd never been to AA before, and that's when I went, was I was like, "Oh, you're hurting other people now." So anytime I'd quit before, I was always like, "Yeah, but, I'll take a month off or a year off even." I would try and do a year or something like that, but this time I was like, "Oh, I guess it has to be forever." Like, this
Yeah.
is so yeah, that's what got me to my first meeting. But then he didn't even get herpes and he turned out to be an asshole. Um, but
Is
but
that
it's
part of the joke
still
that you do, or
well, no, I honestly, I'm just like I just think it's like so funny because everyone always wants to hear your rock bottom. Like everyone's like, "What's your rock bottom?" I'm like, "It's bad." Like it's never like a fun time. Like
yeah,
like it's never like, "Oh, I couldn't stop giggling." Like it's like,
yeah,
no, I hurt a bunch of people and then eventually I realized that I had a problem. Yeah, so that's what but I was like just weeping on my floor like praying to God, being like, I just need out of this. Like this is
yeah,
like I in that moment I was like, hey, why don't you just be honest for the first time in your fucking life? Because it's that's the thing I had never tried before when had like quit or whatever for a month was I was still lying the whole time. And so that time I was like, hey, why don't you just like go to AA and, like, be honest, and that's kind of their whole thing at AA. They love telling the truth.
yeah,
But I do also
yeah.
in AA, I do think it's funny, like, my first few times in AA, I still, like, wasn't completely honest, and they, like, ask you how many days you have, and I had, like, 3 days, and I would say 5, and I was like, "What are you doing?" Like, even now,
Only
like,
2
what?
more.
It was so and then I literally, like, raised my hand again, I was like, "I would like to correct what I just"
Yeah.
it was so crazy.
That's so funny that in your brain, you would think that that would be impressive to somebody in that room too. They'd be like, 5 days? Oh, 3? Okay, meanwhile, it's just like, cool. Like,
Wow.
yeah, it's like, cool. It doesn't really, I mean, it matters, but it just matters about today, really. It's like,
Yeah, it's so stupid.
like,
But yeah, so,
yeah,
uh I think
Yeah.
that is the biggest difference, with the like, actually getting sober this time is, like, the honesty, that just wasn't there before.
Yeah, there's so much lying when you're an addict. I mean, and by the way, people that aren't addicts lie too. It's not like
Yeah.
lying is exclusive to addicts, but I mean, I've lied so much because of my addiction because, yeah, with gambling, it's money and you have to like, and
Yeah.
I've lied so much in the course of my life about things related that was caused by my gambling that it's still some of my relationships it affects because why wouldn't it? And I can't fault people for, you know, thinking like if something happens like with money in my life and I don't have like I think that's where the a person's brain goes first. Now that being
Mm.
said, if you looked at the trickle down effect, it still probably is related to gambling in some way because I'm recovering from
Yeah.
that stuff that happened, but it and I think that's a difficult thing with all addictions, you know, is like getting that trust back from people, and that really makes I think it makes me sad sometimes where I'm just like that's like that guilt. We're like, oh man, that's still those effects because we want because you know when you're sober, you're clean, or whatever, you're like accelerated in your brain, like I'm here, so we're
Mhm.
cool, right? And people are like, yeah, no, we're not cool. We're not cool
Yeah.
yet. Like I still love you, and but like I'm not like 100. Like I even though I want to be, you know. So I think that takes that time, you know, to get there.
Yeah.
But that's good that you're, you know.
Yeah, I think, yeah, there's a few people in my life that are still, yeah, very cautious with me and being like, "Okay, like, we'll see." And I'm like, "Fair enough."
Yeah, yeah, true. Or situationally, if you're going to be put yourself in a situation, they're worried about it or something, right? Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I'll still,
100%.
like, get those messages, like, I'll, like, maybe post something weird, and, like, 3 people will be like, "Did you relapse?" I'm like, "No."
Yeah,
I'm just, singing on the bus or whatever, like, something random.
yeah, 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 for sure. But that's good. I mean, that being said, everything I just said is those people in your lives care about you, you know, which is
Yeah.
nice. Because the alternative to that is those people not asking that, or those people not wondering if I was gambling or whatever, you know. And
Yeah.
I have people in my life that check me like that all the time, and I'm like, oh, cool, thanks for doing that. You know, that's a good
Mhm.
friend. You know,
Yeah.
so yeah. All right, I'm gonna ask you some questions now.
Please.
8 questions. I gotta get my glasses back out. Even though
Your
I know these, I've
A
asked them a bunch of
classes.
times. I've it's the worst. I took them off after I read your intro, and I'm like, back on. For the maybe I think I can read these. I think I know these by now, but all right, we're gonna try them out. Can't read. Dying. I'm just, do you wear glasses? Or
I should. I This year is the year that my sight has just, like, stopped working, and I hate wearing them. Like, I
it's the
hate.
worst because I
Yeah.
think I need actual and no one cares about slim packets, but I think I need actual glasses now, so I'm gonna have to go to an eye doctor because now it
Yeah.
was just reading for a while, and that's really annoying because you gotta put them on and off and carry them around with you, whatever. But now I think I'm just yeah,
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah, I know.
All right. First
Okay.
question. What's a small thing someone did that helped you more than they know?
Um, I, uh, I had someone come up to me recently, and I didn't even know that they knew I was sober, and they pulled me aside and said, like, they just said how proud they were of me, and they said also, like, "Hey, like, you're talking about it on stage too, and I think you could be like a leader, or like just like you could help a lot of people by doing this." And that like really touched me. Yeah, it was someone that I'm friendly with them, but I didn't even know they knew anything about what I was going through. So that was super encouraging because like sometimes you're just like, "Oh, if I relapse, like, will it even matter? Will anyone notice?" Like, whatever. Yeah. Oh, again, back to just hurting myself. But yeah, I'm just like having these like encouraging points, but also like um saying like the relating it to comedy as well, like meant a lot to me. So yeah, I don't think they realized how much that actually encouraged me. but it really did.
Yeah. That's I mean, that's the reason I'm doing this podcast, because I talk about, gambling on stage. I talk about addiction on stage, and sometimes more than other times, but people started coming up to me afterwards. Some not even gambling addicts, like alcoholics, drug addicts, whatever, and be like, "Hey, thanks for talking about that," because I think it makes them feel like seen, or whatever version, or like, validates what they're going through.
Mhm.
Um, and I always ask that question like first too, because I think that that's important for people to hear, to that, hey, it doesn't, like, say something, it's never,
Yeah.
I mean, if it's encouraging or not,
Yeah.
tell them, like, yeah,
No, it's
but,
always, like, so nice for someone to come up after and be like, "Hey, proud of you. I'm also so," and, like, it's, yeah, it really, it just yeah, it means so much. It really does, like, in terms of, like, "Oh, I'm not, um, just up here being embarrassing for no reason."
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've lost a lot of weight this year, and, I'm still trying to get down some more, but I lost a lot. Like, I know you work in kilos, but I'm, like, close to, like, 70 something pounds now.
Oh, no, we do pounds. We're
Do
weird.
you?
Yeah, I don't know, like, maybe the doctor does, like, kilos, but
So why do you
we
guys still do Celsius? You guys are weird.
well,
You're like all,
like, we mix. We, like
yeah,
I think, like, for sizing, like, anything with the body, we tend to go, imperial? Is that what your system is called?
imperial,
Yeah, because
and
like,
that
we do
version.
American shoe sizes and
Okay.
heights and pounds
Yeah.
and, like, clothing. Like,
Same
when I
crisis
moved
hotline number too. Yeah.
what?
988, it's the same crisis hotline number, and 911,
Oh,
both of
and
those.
911. I know when
Yeah.
I moved to Europe, I was like, I'm like, I said like 911 once and they all like rolled their eyes. And I was like, oh, is
Yeah.
it not that? I was sorry.
Yeah, I was just, I didn't know the 911 thing till recently. I was in, the Comedy Nest in Montreal, and I have a joke where I say 911, and I said, "Do you guys have 911?" They're like, "Yeah." Like, I was like, "I didn't know, like, it's a different country." It's just like,
Yes, 911.
"You guys are French
No,
here."
we
I
just
mean,
got, if we hear someone call for help, we go and help them.
yeah,
Bring a bucket
um,
of water.
yeah. Well,
Um,
the point I was making with
yeah.
that is I didn't have many people, I mean, I knew I was very overweight. I put videos of myself up doing stand-up. I can see myself, but I also know, because I can know how I feel and stuff, but I had one friend in particular, but a couple friends, but I had one friend in particular that in a very nice way was, like, basically, um, telling me so much, like, "You gotta," it wasn't like it was like on a very, it was like on a little bit of a, um aggressive is the wrong word, but, like, but I had told him later on, I was like, "Yeah, that really, like, you really kinda helped push me towards that way," where I was like, "Yeah, I gotta do this kind of thing." So I think that that's important.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
think like a lot of times people they don't wanna be the one to, like, say it, like, when you do get sober or you go into recovery, they'll be like, "Hey, great, like, I'm super happy," but, like, everyone kinda no one wants to be the one to, like, go up and tell you, so it is kind of nice to have that, like, abrasive friend that isn't scared of doing
yeah,
that, and you're like,
yeah, yeah,
"Oh."
yeah,
Like, this is a problem if now someone's actually coming and saying it. But like yeah, it's appreciated still. Like even if at the time we're like, no, I'm fine, whatever it is later
sure,
on, it sticks with you. It like gets in your brain a little bit. And you're like, they really were calling me out there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, what song best describes your addiction?
This one, I was looking at my song list because I was like, I don't know what to pick, but I think there's this song called "I Only Smoke When I Drink," which is by Nimino. It's like a dance song, but it goes, "I only smoke when I drink. I only drink when I overthink, and I only think about you." But I'm like, oh, like I said like these things so many times. Like, oh,
Yeah.
like when I lived in Europe, I literally would say, "Oh, I only smoke when I drink." I was drinking every night.
Yeah. I
It
only do
was
coke when I
basically
drink. It's so odd. Yeah.
exactly. That's exactly it, the little lies, being like, "Oh, I only drink when I'm stressed at night." It's like, "Okay, well, that's every night."
That's a good song.
Um,
I like dance music,
Oh,
EDM
do
stuff.
you
I
like
mean,
it? Do you know the song
I know
then?
the song.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I know the group too. Yeah,
I saw him okay. Well, one of this is awful, but one of my
oh, it's just one
relapses.
person. I thought it was a group, so I didn't even know. But yeah.
No, it's a DJ. It's one
Okay.
guy, DJ, but he came to Toronto and he played at a pizza shop near my apartment. And it was
Yeah.
like this show. It started at like 2 a.m. because I think it was after his show, and everyone was just crammed in this closed pizza shop. And he was just
Cool.
like spinning at the in this pizza shop, and we were going nuts. And then my friend saw that the owners were like drinking from a bottle basically, and he was like, "How much money for us to all be able to, like, start drinking from that bottle with you?" Of what I don't even
Yeah.
remember, I assume it was whiskey, um, and so he named a price. My friend, like, who also has a problem, put down put down some money, and now we're all, like, out of dipping sauce cups, we're, like, doing shots to "I only smoke when I drink," and we're, like, dancing on pizza tables. Which is
Wow.
like and I was sober at the time and then, like, relapsed for this, but this was, a few years back now, I guess. So it was, like, now I'm like, "Oh, you coulda just done that sober," but at the time, yeah, thought that drinking whiskey out of a pizza dipping sauce cup was necessary.
It's like a Jello shot. It's pretty fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
exactly, and that's the new Jello shot is,
I'm
whiskey
trying to
out of
find this one song because I just thought it was I thought it was a couple people in a group or something. I didn't, but I'm looking now. I see he's like British guy and stuff like that because I
yeah,
have something on my phone of theirs, but I know that song too.
mhm.
And also, it's usually people say songs that people have heard, which is I'm sure some people know about it. But there's one album they have, and it's like just an intro song that's like the coolest song. Uh,
I think I know what one you're talking
yeah,
about.
I put it on in my car all the time. It's like
Yes.
so cool. And they're gonna be at or they might be there now because I've been on the road for a while. But I think they're gonna be at the Greek Theater in LA opening for
Oh.
Lane 8 or something like that.
Oh,
But,
Lady's awesome.
yeah, and that'd be a good show, and the Greek Theater is, like, one of the coolest places to see music in the world. It's, like it's so
That's
cool.
so cool. I've heard though that Lane 8 isn't that good IRL in real life, because 'cause they're very, like, slow and melodic, so, because
Yeah.
I've always wanted to see them, like, I've been a fan of them for a while, but I've heard in if you go, it can be people, like, are in party mode, so then they're like,
Yeah,
"This
yeah.
is too slow."
Yeah, there's some music you just shouldn't see live. Um, I've seen a lot of people live that I'm like, "Oh, this should've just listened to the album. You don't need the" like, they're really good, but you're like, "This is not it's not your strength." Like, it's
Like,
just like
can you say who you felt that way with?
I saw, like it was still good. Air, do you know this group Air? They're, like,
Yeah,
French,
yeah.
like, synth pop, but they have a lot if anyone listening doesn't know Air is, if you looked it up, you'll hear a lot of songs you've seen in movies and stuff, like
Oh,
really good.
yeah.
But they're really, like, chill. I saw them at the Great Theater. I saw my
Mhm.
buddy Clyde, and it was still good, like, it sounded good, but you just kinda sit there the whole time, and you're like, "Alright," like and I'm not a huge dancer, but you kinda wanna bop around a little bit at a con and I was just like, "Yeah, yeah, that's the song, it's really
It's
good.
the
Sounds
song.
really good." Yeah, and they have one song they're even bad at doing this. They have one song, and it's called How Does That Make You Feel? And I don't know if you know, but it's just a robot talking the whole time, and then there's a huge chorus that comes in with, like, melodic voices overlaid over each other, so it's like that juxtaposition, I guess, that music, and I didn't know this, the but we're in LA, so there's always, special guests whenever he goes, "Oh, we have the people that sang the chorus to the song," and, um, one of them is Beck, right?
Oh, okay.
And so they introduced Beck, and you're like, "Holy shit, Beck's" like, he walks on stage, and I'm like, "Cool." And then it was 2 other French guys that I don't know who they were, and they weren't, like, super famous. They weren't as famous as Beck. They introduced it
Mhm.
wrong, is my point, because they were like, "Beck," and everyone's like, "Ah," and Jean Ca and everyone's
Oh,
like, "Ah,
no.
okay, yeah," and then the last guy was like, "And Jacques," and they're like,
And another French guy.
"Yeah, you bring those 2 guys out first, then Beck."
For
Like,
sure.
but, yeah, anyways, all right, got diversion, but that's fun. So I like these questions. Get off on a little
Yeah.
tangent. What's the dumbest excuse you've ever told yourself to justify your addiction?
It's, that all great artists are drinkers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's like, you have to drink because and then you name any artist and you go, "They drank." Yeah, they also died at 27. They're also all dead. But yeah, that's a part of the romanticism is that,
Yeah.
yeah, that's like, "Oh, I'm a troubled artist, that's why." It's like, "No, you're just now you're not even doing your art because 'cause you're drunk and you're hungover and you can barely string a sentence together on stage." So, yeah,
Yeah.
it's, that my brain and creativity and everything is just it's, like, so much better now that I'm sober. Like, it really is, like, so funny to be like, "Oh, I'm an artist, I have to kill the part of my brain that makes art." Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so amazing how your brain tricks you into that. You're like,
Mhm,
yeah, this is what am I gonna do with I I had a friend that's a comic, and we decided to eat mushrooms years ago. And we were like, because you laugh when you're a and you're like, well, of course we're gonna come up with the funniest stuff in the world. And we had like pen, we had a bunch of pads of papers and pens that we would like put around, and we're like, we'll write down stuff immediately when we think it's funny because like,
mhm.
and then we did it and we laughed like whole night and it was whatever. But then the next day we read first of all, we couldn't even read half the stuff we wrote. It was just scrawled on there. And then you just picked it up and it would just say like suitcase. And you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know what that was. It was just like,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Really wish I had put a few more words down there.
yeah. And then I had one thing that I thought was hilarious. I remember this. It was because I don't. Do you have a business card for comedy?
No, I don't,
Yeah.
but
So
yeah.
when I started comedy, I started business cards were still a thing.
Mhm.
Nobody has business cards anymore. You touch your phones together, or you
Yeah.
just give 'em your number, or you have a website or whatever. But I remember coming up with the design for my business. It was like a whole thing. My friend made a cool design, but then I would carry them around and give them out. And I thought that was so funny when I was high, and I was just like, "Oh, this is gonna be a great bit." Because I was like, you give the business card, and then what if somebody puts it in their junk drawer, and they're like, "Oh, I need a comedian. Like, let me check." And yeah, and I thought this was gonna be like this cornerstone bit for me. Like when I was just like, "This is gonna be so relatable."
Yeah.
Then I tried to do it a couple of times, and people are like, "What?" Like, especially the younger crowd, like, "Fuck, are you talking about?" So.
I do like it though. I do
Okay,
like
well, all right.
that.
I'm trying to tell people not to do
Oh
maybe,
my
maybe, in moderation.
yeah.
All right, I'm,
I
what's
say
gonna
bring the
happen?
bit
I'm gonna
back.
try it this week, and then I'm gonna like be like, "Thanks a lot, Hannah. That was terrible advice."
I think
Um,
there's something there.
yeah, keep noodling with it.
If the
Yeah.
audience has never heard of a business card, okay, maybe maybe not. Oh.
Uh, what do you think is the worst addiction?
Oh, I was reading this, I'm like, "It has to be child porn." Doesn't it?
Oh wow, great
I was
answer.
listening to
Yeah,
the past episodes and people are like, "Fentanyl, PCP." I go, "No. No, no, no." Child porn, because if you don't pick child porn, then you're a monster. You have to for the children, for the children.
yeah. That's okay. So far, number one answer in the what is this? The 38th episode that we've done. Um, Yeah, because another reason, obviously, because terrible,
Mhm.
and talk about hurting other people, like when you mentioned and stuff. I mean, that's your whole thing. But uh, no sympathy
No
whatsoever.
sympathy.
There's not.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Even 'cause if you're finally honest, people are like, "We still want you dead."
yeah. Fuck. I'm trying. I need to get better, and like we're just gonna murder you. And it's like, and even me saying this now, I'm like, yeah, no, that checks out. I guess you should just kill them. Like it's. I don't think it's.
Exactly.
I don't even
Literally,
have kids, and I'm
therapy's
just
in
like, yeah,
recovery.
yeah, yeah. We don't want to rehab you. We're gonna murder you. Like we're just
Yeah.
gonna like yeah. Wow. Good one. All right.
Thank you.
Well, that one's gonna be topped. But what one word would you use to describe your addiction?
Oh, let me look this up because I had one. Because I feel like are you gonna ask about recovery as well? One word to
Yeah, yeah. The
describe
next question
recovery?
is what one word would you
Okay.
describe your recovery?
For Oh, I said for addiction, draining, I think,
Yeah,
is
draining.
just draining of everything, emotion, money, soul, power, like, everything just leaves
Time,
you.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, me and my ex used to say, like, we would do coke until we had no soul left. Like, when you look in the mirror and you can't like, see yourself anymore, that's when you're like, "Okay, time for bed." Which is psychotic, but yeah, very draining.
And then your recovery?
I think, honest is, what I'm gonna say for my recovery, the first time I'm involving that.
Yeah, nice. What's your proudest moment in recovery so far?
So far, I went to my brother's, like he had, like, this queer, like, polyamorous wedding where it would have been, the I left early because I normally am, especially with a wedding, a wedding was a great excuse to get wasted before. Even, like, the days coming up to the wedding, you're, like, planning out your how wasted you're gonna get, and, um, when I was first trying to stop drinking, I was like, "Oh, but I'll still drink at weddings and celebrations and holidays," and, you have a list of things, but, um, I went to my brother's wedding and I stayed sober, and it was, like, just there was, like it truly was, like, obviously open bar and yeah, like, the perfect I didn't really know anyone, so again, very easily, in my head, I'm like, "You could have one," but yeah, I just left early and was like, "You know what? You just have to say goodbye to some things, and this is one of those things." Um, because again, it's like that thing of also, like, you don't even know these people. Like, why would you why would you drink right now? And, like, why would you so what, so you can dance with strangers till, whatever hour? It's like, do you even want to do that? Or do you just wanna drink? And it's like, "Well, I just wanna drink." Like, 'cause if I'm here I'm like, I don't even really like, after the little speeches and everything were done, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good to leave." Like, I didn't realize, like, how
Yeah.
much alcohol is keeping me at certain locations or events or whatever when
I
you
mean,
take that. Hmm?
weddings all day. I mean, that's famously when people have dry weddings, people are like, "What are you like,
Yeah.
can't stay here if we're not drinking."
Like,
It's like,
which was crazy though, because 'cause you're like, "Yeah, you've built this whole day around, like, drinking." It wouldn't exist, yeah, if you have a dry wedding, people are like, "Can you just go to City Hall? Like, do I have to be involved in this?"
yeah, yeah, exactly. Send the speeches, send us
Yeah.
clips, like, clip it up. Yeah.
Clip
I don't
it
know,
up,
yeah.
clip it up.
Yeah, yeah. The
Yeah.
speeches, we'll see the kiss, we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I think, staying sober, for that and just walking away and being like, "Oh, you like alcohol, and that's the only reason why you would be staying. So, like, let's just go to bed." So, yeah.
yeah, nice. What's the worst advice someone gave you while you were struggling?
I think, like, a lot of people I hate when people are like, "Oh, I didn't know you had a problem." Like, I'm like, "Okay, well, oh, good, I hit it well. Okay, I'll start again." Or they say you didn't have a problem, and it's always coming from the people with a problem. Like, it's the biggest degenerates. Like, truly, the only people who have said this to me are other addicts that are still in their like, the throes of their addiction are the ones that go, "You don't have a problem." I go, "No, you don't wanna admit you have a problem."
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, it's
Not
not even
helpful.
yeah,
Yeah.
so unhelpful.
Yeah.
Anyone and, like, my friends that are, like, have 0 like, my Monica Gross has no problem. She drinks maybe once a year. Like, she truly, she can have a sip of alcohol, and she goes, "I don't like it." And I'm like, "What do you mean you don't like it? That's not
You're
an
next for the
option."
gods.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I love those like, as again, I'm talking about because just struggling with, like, my weight and stuff, and I was very I mean, can go on my Instagram, anybody. You can see from earlier this year. I'm not where I need to where I want to be, but I was huge. And I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so fat or something like something. And people are like, you look great. I'm like, I don't look
Mhm.
great. Shut the fuck up. Like
I know. Yeah.
I can't even close this jacket. That's a triple XL. Just tell me I look great.
I do always like, cause and, like I was gonna with Monica Gross, she'll be the one to be like, "Hey, you're really annoying when you're drunk." Like, she's the one that is, like, dousing me with the honesty, and she truly doesn't have a problem. So it's like, um, I trust her opinion much more than the person that's slurring their words, being like, "You don't have a problem." I'm like,
Yeah, great.
"You do,
Yeah.
we both do, yeah." But I do with weight loss, I do always try and, I used to never, like, comment on it because I thought it was, like, rude, but then everyone I know who's lost weight is like, "No, please comment." So now anytime I see someone, if they're losing weight, I always try and comment and be like, "Hey, I noticed you're losing weight and you look great," whatever, or "You look better." If "You look great" is triggering for you, like, "You look better." 'Cause everyone loves to hear that. Like, it's
You'll
just
feel
like,
better, whatever. I
"Ye
mean, there's a way to do it, obviously. You don't just go,
yeah."
"Hey, you tub of shit." Like, you need, like, clammy. But there's a way to
That's
do
what
it
I open
where
with.
yeah, yeah.
"Hey, you fat piece of lard."
Yeah, yeah. You smell. Um, yeah. Again, my friend that said that it was just like kind of text where he's like, "Hey, you know what? Like, you're gonna feel better. It'll be
Mhm.
better for your career, better for this, like traveling." Like it was just like practical things. I was like, "Yeah," but it was like encouraging, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, encouraging for sure. And actually with men in my life too, I've known people that have lost a handful of men to heart disease. And it is like
yeah,
young, like in their 30s or 40s. And I'm like, I'll say that to my guy friends that are overweight or heavy drinkers. I'm just like, it's like I know about 5 people who have died this
yeah,
young, so it's very real. And yeah, like, you can't just avoid going to the doctor and being like, "Oh, okay, like, I don't have to think about that." It's like, no, it's like, it's very real. It can
yeah.
happen. I don't know if that's encouraging for them or if it, um
I think that's
I
a
mean,
good
I'd
thing to
love
say. Yeah,
Mhm.
I think that's a good thing to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
It's just like, it's affected my life, so it could absolutely happen. Um,
yeah.
yeah. But
I
so,
think
yeah,
anything other
it
than lard ass is pretty good. Like,
Okay, good.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. Lastly, what advice do you have for someone that is struggling?
I think, like, you just have to talk to someone. Like, you just have to say it out loud and just talk to someone. I mean, again, maybe not, someone that is, not doing well. Maybe that's a bit, but, like, if there's someone in your life that, like in my case, I did speak to a few people who were already, in recovery or who seemingly didn't, like Monica, who doesn't have a problem. And I think, okay, I think I can trust this person's head is on straight. It helps so much. Like, just
Yeah,
saying the words out loud and being like, oh, like, so much of what I had going on in my head was a lie or like was this weird foggy, like, skewed view of things. Yeah, it minimizes it so much, just even saying it out loud and being like, and I don't mean minimizes the problem so much, but minimizes, like, even, like, taking that step in, like, recovery or, like, you're like, "Oh, I could never do this because then, this," and they can, like, for me, I'm like, "Oh, I'll be boring or I'll be, humiliated," or whatever, like, all these lies that you tell yourself, and they go,
yeah,
"Yeah, none of that's true." You go, "Right."
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
needed to hear that.
Somebody wrote to me for the podcast because that question everyone answers in one version or another almost the same. And
Mhm.
they're like, everybody answers that question the same, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, well, I was reading this last because I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure everyone has some version of that, like reach out to someone, talk to someone, this
yeah.
and that. And then the last thing I say after I'm done talking to the guests is I always say like, hey, suicide and crisis. I say the same because I think that's the
Mm,
theme at the end. Like if you're listening to this, or even if you're in recovery, or if you're not, whatever, it's like
mhm.
that's the really important thing is like the community and reaching out and having that network and friends and
Oh, yeah,
support
like,
dogs
and
and all that
that's it's like, even, yeah, a few people I know, like, in recovery, they're like, "Literally call me anytime," and a few times I have, like, just been like, "Hey, I feel weird tonight. Can I talk to you on the phone?" And, like, yeah, 20 minutes, and I'm like, "Alright, I'm good to be on my own now," type thing. It's like, it doesn't yeah, it doesn't have to be a huge thing. It should just be like, "Hey, I feel a little off tonight. Can we just, like, talk some stuff out?" And, yeah, it's that
stuff.
simple.
Well, great. Thanks for being here, Hannah.
Thank you
Hannah
so much, Forrest.
Veldhoen. Thanks again. Just made sure I say your name right. I was like,
Yeah, you
for
got it.
the last 30 seconds, I didn't even hear what you said. I was like, Veldhoen. It's right. Veldhoen, right? Yeah. Okay, cool.
I
Uh,
was calling
uh,
you a lard ass. That's actually I was in the middle of that. No, I was
find
just
her
saying
on,
thank you.
yeah, find Hannah online at Hannah Veldhoen, Vldhoen, and listen to her podcast, Mentee Breaky, with
Mhm.
her friend, her best friend.
My
And
bestie.
next year, make sure to look for the TV show Destination Oshawa. Thanks, Hannah.
Thank you so much. I'll see you later.
Thanks again to Hannah for being on the podcast. That was awesome. And thanks to you guys for listening. Like I always say, if you are feeling down, you feel like you might harm yourself, call a suicide crisis hotline, 988 in the USA and Canada, as mentioned on the podcast. And go to the Wikipedia page for a list of crisis hotlines in your country. I will talk to you guys next week. Thanks again for listening. Love y'all.